Well, welcome back for another video on some of the results that we've gotten from our survey. Really excited to share these results with you and some of the questions that we've got. We're going to tackle one question today and talk about some of the actions that you can take moving forward in your business. So the question that we got was how to raise capital with accredited investors, and then also how to build profitable sales funnels. So that's a two-part question here. The first is raising capital with accredited investors, and then of course the second is building a profitable sales funnel. So let's tackle the first one, raising capital. How to raise capital and where to find accredited investors. Well, an accredited investor is someone who's very financially savvy, and they're allowed to invest in investments that others are not allowed to invest in. And being an accredited investor helps to protect non-accredited investors from investing beyond their risk levels and from the investing savvy. So what that means is for those folks that may have a lot of money but did not earn their money through investing and so forth, the government tries to stop those folks from getting ripped off by what was his, Madoff, I think it was last name was, who ripped off tons and tons of people because they had the money but they didn't have the financial education and savvy. And so the key here is if you're looking to raise capital and deal with accredited investors, the recommendation would be to focus first on your financial education. The second would be to learn the language of money. If you don't know that language, the accredited investor is going to know, and they're not going to be interested in talking with you. And in the nature of just any casual conversation, any savvy accredited investor is going to quiz you and try to get a feel for whether you really know what you're talking about. And if you don't, you're going to struggle in raising capital for your deals in real estate for sure. So I would say that would be your first focus. Note that there's plenty of money in the world, and in essence, accredited investors, along with any investor, is essentially looking for cash flow producing assets. So you want to focus your time finding or creating cash flow producing assets. And if you do that, accredited investors will fall out of the sky and come to you. So they're not really so much interested in how smart you are or what good sales skills you are. They're interested in the deal. And if you've got a good deal and you know how to recognize one, you know how to lock one up, accredited investors and investors in general will come to you. So some recommended resources to build on your financial education so that you can raise capital, and just an amazing financial education resource that many of you are already familiar with. But for those of you that are not, I'm speaking primarily to you. I highly recommend richdad.com. And oops, it looks like I took out my by Robert Kiyosaki here in this picture. Anyway, it is by Robert Kiyosaki, richdad.com, and he's just got a wealth of information that will show you how to, as it says here, build your wealth. And I just highly recommend that for folks that are looking for accredited investors and looking for funding for their deals. This is his stuff, his books, his audios are amazing. Cash Flow, The Game, I think it's a couple $100, but it teaches you how to speak the language of money, primarily using the words like leverage and cash flow, which is what your accredited investor is going to want to talk about. So books like Rich Dad's Guide to Investing are books that I have personally read. The Unfair Advantage, Prophecy, Cash Flow Quadrant. And by the way, I'm not an affiliate of Robert Kiyosaki, so I'm not recommending this because I make any money by doing that. I don't. But I just have read his stuff and it helped really just change my life. Advanced Guide to Real Estate Investing by Ken McElroy, great stuff. Tax-Free Wealth by Robert Kiyosaki's actual tax advisor, Tom Wheelwright. The ABCs of Real Estate Investing, again by Ken McElroy. Increase your financial IQ. So this is an audiobook, and I just listen to this stuff all the time, consume it on a regular basis as often as I can. I highly recommend that you do that too. Personally, I don't spend my time looking for accredited investors or high net worth investors because I buy, or at least not to fund my deals. I buy and create assets myself. Now, granted, I do look for folks that are going to fund these, but they're typically going to be the folks who are going to actually live in the property that I'm working with. And of course, if you've watched the videos that we had so far, the 7 videos that we give out for free, I talk about lease options, sandwich lease options, and of course, land contracts. Contract for deeds are very similar to that. And those types of deals are funded by an end buyer, but they're typically not accredited investors. And so, my focus personally is to buy, and I put quotes around that particular word buys because I'm not actually using my cash or credit. I'm using the cash and then ultimately the credit of somebody else who funds the deal, and I make a profit in the middle. And of course, if you haven't seen those videos, definitely please watch those, so that will make more sense. And then of course, I create assets by creating digital products and information and training that become assets to my business as well. And then I leverage the capital of others, as I mentioned, so that I don't risk my own capital. And I do that as often as I can, that I can avoid that. And of course, like I mentioned, I teach others to do the same inside of pushbuttoninvestor.com, which is how you found this video in the first place, most likely, unless you're looking at it from YouTube or Facebook or what have you. And so that's what we do. We teach people how to buy, quote unquote, because you're not really paying with your own cash or credit, and or create your own assets that pay you cash flow. So what's an asset? An asset is something that is putting money into your pocket. A liability is something that is taking money out of your pocket. Robert Kiyosaki is who taught me that, and I think that's just powerful, because most of the time the poor and middle class will focus on liabilities that they think are assets because they don't know the difference, and so they might buy a big fancy car with the big rims excuse me, and think that that's an asset when it's actually taking money out of their pocket all the time, right? So it's actually a liability. So again, our focus at pushbuttoninvestor.com is solely building long-term cash flow assets, and again, we do that by creating and buying assets. So the next question that they got out of the 2-part question was, what is a proper sales funnel? Well, a proper sales funnel is a series of events that lead a prospect through information gathering, education, relationship building, where they feel like they know you, trust you, and like you. So for those of you who have a real estate business, knowing what a proper sales funnel is huge, because it's a way that you can build a relationship online or even offline with your prospects, give them huge value, and be compensated over and over and over for the huge value that you're giving. And if you notice, the huge value is first, right? You want to give your prospects $10 of value for every dollar that they spend with you. So how do you know if your sales funnel is a profitable and proper sales funnel? Well, your results don't lie. So the question is, are your prospects buying from you? If they're not, then you probably don't have a proper sales funnel. Or are they rejecting your offers? A proper sales funnel attracts your ideal buyers while simultaneously repelling your buyers and customers that you do not want to work with. So the complainers, the time stealers, the people that just have nothing better to do than just give you a hard time, or the ones that are always wanting the refund right away, those are the people that you want to repel, while a proper sales funnel attracts the ideal buyer that gets what you've got, appreciates what you got, and wants more of what you got. So a proper sales funnel is going to include an initial offer, an ethical bribe. And what I mean by that is that if you had an ebook with really, really huge amounts of value in it that would serve your marketplace, and you want to give that ebook away in exchange for an email and their first name, you would give them an initial offer, or what we call oftentimes an ethical bribe, right? If you give me your name and email address, I'll give you this. Like if you think about how you got to this video, many of you did, by me giving you some free content in a video, and then I asked for your name and email address, and in exchange for 7 more videos of more content that I thought was valuable to you. Then you have your initial sale, right? So somebody says, I like what you've got, and I want to take you up on what you've got, and I want to get more of it. So you have an initial sale. And then you have what's called a one-click upsell, which is where you're going to offer them something of even more value right after they bought their first purchase. And they can either take you up on that or not. And you can even offer them some additional free gifts for taking you up on that second offer. You have a one-click down sell, which is where you offer them, if they say no to your first one-click upsell, you can offer them something a little bit cheaper in price. It may do something different and function, may not have as much as value, but it still has value, and give them free gifts with that as well. And then you have your back-end sales funnel and offers, which is what you would do through the life of the customer. So folks that you want to serve and you want to give value to and help make their life better, whether it's making them more money, making them look better if you sell health products or whatever it is that you offer. If you are truly giving them real good value, they'll be your customer for life. And you know what I'm talking about, and they know what they're talking about, right? I mean they know what I'm talking about. Because they know that when you send out an email or do a voice blast or whatever it is that you're doing, they know that you're a brand that they can trust and is going to give them good value. And so throughout the weeks, months, and years, you're going to offer them true value to serve your marketplace, and that's a proper sales funnel. It's systematized, it's automated, it's high tech, but it's also high touch. So high tech would be, you've got some autoresponders and some videos and things like that, but you also are open to talking with that person on the phone and answering questions, or at least you've got a support team that does that, or maybe you work with affiliates that do that for them, so that way they're not just talking or looking at screens and electronic or digital stuff all the time, but you're actually building relationships long term with them, with a person on the end of the line who's answering their questions and they're getting to know. With a proper sales funnel, you're going to under-promise and over-deliver. And I mentioned and alluded to that earlier, that for every dollar that they spend with you, you always provide $10 of value to your customers. So if you're offering something for $10, they're going to get $100 of value back. I mean, that is a proper sales funnel and a proper sales process, right? Because that person's going, I'm getting a great deal. And they genuinely are. They're genuinely getting a great deal on the back end. And there's nothing better than like our members at Push Button Investor when they're like, wow, Russ, I was skeptical at first. I wasn't sure, but this is amazing. This is far more than I thought I would get. There's nothing better than that. So I hope that helped. I hope that served you and helped you in your own business, and I hope it's giving you some direction on how to grow your business the right and lasting way. And that's really the goal of these videos here. So if you like this, we do have a special offer, and it's going to end at the end of this month at midnight. And for those of you who have watched our offers before, you know that's true. We do pull the plug on our offers on the time that we mentioned we will when we have them. So we definitely recommend you take us up on this particular offer here. So what I'd like you to do is, if you like this kind of information on how to do your deals, whether it's funding deals with or doing the no money down like we like to do, or how to build a proper sales funnel so you can serve your market multiple times while making money multiple times, we want to recommend that you try our beginner investor membership for only $9.95 for the first 7 days, or you can try our intermediate investor membership for just $9.95 for the first 7 days. It's only $197 thereafter for the beginner, and $397 for the intermediate. You'll get hundreds of motivated seller leads within minutes, no joke. Our folks enjoy getting just tons and tons of people to talk to, and just going through our sales process and explaining what we do, and never having to worry about getting new customers because we provide that. You'll also get, of course, as usual, the personal consulting and help to close your deals with our 3-way phone calls, where you're actually putting your prospects on the phone with me to let me close them. So we really take out any of the excuses. Don't worry about getting rejected and that kind of stuff. We show you, if you've watched our first 7 videos, you've seen our sales process. You know that you're just a good usher, and you're just giving people good information, so that way you don't have to be the expert. Even if you're brand new, or maybe you're not brand new, but maybe you're brand new to lease option deals, our systems take care of the rejection for you, because you're not being the information booth or the expert. You're just pointing them to either a website, a video, or to me to answer questions for you. Then I help you close the deal, so it takes the pressure off. If you do like what we do and you want to get involved, we've got some free gifts for you that we'd like to give you uh, only for this promotion. And until the end of this month at midnight, I will be giving away 100 free cash flow membership leads for your business to start. The value of that, obviously, if you're splitting 50% with us per member per month, right? Because it's a monthly recurring commission, it's hundreds of dollars each month. Huge, huge value. Gift number one. Gift number two is I will actually call your leads using our software and my voice. I'll actually record a video. I'm sorry, a voicemail, and then we'll use our software to blast out your prospects, these 100 leads, for you and have them call you back and only speak to the people that are actually interested in what you've got to offer. How cool is that, right? I mean, when you're talking to somebody, you know that they're interested in what you've got to offer. The value of that is priceless because these people can become members for months and months and months, if not years and years, which we have currently in our membership base, people that have been around for a couple of years. And that's, hundreds of dollars per membership that you sell. And then gift three is a free copy of my credit repair ebook. And the value in that, I don't know how to value that. I mean, we sell it for $19, but the reality is we sell it for a online seminar for $99, and then even before that, we did it for several $100s, up to over $1,000 for a couple. By showing them what we now show you how to do for free in this ebook, on how to restore your credit in the first 45 days by following some very, very simple stuff that we have tested on hundreds and hundreds of people across the nation, and for people who were able to get 20 points to over 200 points. And so we'll give that away to you for free if you get started with this promotion today. And so you'll have full access to our members portal and over 240 training videos and articles that will teach you lease options, how to get the big deals where you split $3,000 deals on up to $25,000, and also how to sell our membership. Just one membership, of course, the commission for you would be anywhere from $100 to $200 per month. So that's either $1,200 or $2,400 if a person were to stay on a full year. That's just for one membership. If you were to sell two, what would your money be like just from selling two memberships, joining our program? How long would it take for you to make extra money at your current job doing that? How long would it take you for you to add that to your bottom line each year? How many more hours a day would you have to work? Then again, you could split deals on the lease option deals anywhere from $3,000 to $25,000. So if you were at the beginner level, your split would be 30% of $3,000 or $25,000, or in between, right? $5,000 or $10,000. Or if you're at the intermediate, it would be 50% of the $3,000 on up to $25,000. So again, you have no risk. Try us out for $9.95. That's less than $10. I spend more than that in Starbucks on a daily basis, which my wife doesn't like. And if you don't love our program, just keep the bonuses as our way of saying thanks for giving it a shot. So you have literally no risk. We actually lose. You don't. You have no risk. We do, because we'll be giving away those free bonuses to you if you don't like our program. So we're so confident that you will, and we hope you'll give us a try. It's less than $10 for 7 days. See if you like it. If you like it, stick with us. If you don't, no problem. We even give you your money back, no questions asked, and you can even keep our free gifts. So hope you enjoyed that, guys. Click the button below now to get started today, and we'll see you on the other side.